Good morning, family. That's all I'm going to give you because I'm posting to YouTube and you know how they like to strike me. Hey, good morning. I got to tell you, this Versez, I haven't kept up with all the Versez that happened all last year because most of the time I was working when they came on, but oh my God, this past Sunday, I was just overwhelmed by the Zaddy hood of Ron Isley to really take in how epic it was. And plus, I got tired. I didn't want to call it epic because, Steve, I love you. I really do. But he said it so many times, I think he said it for everybody in the whole world, that this was an epic Versez. Epic. You understand? This is music that has spanned past amongst generations and generations of people because it's good music. It's good music. Now, what I can't quite agree with Steve Harvey is that all the current music is trash. Now, we have a lot of trash out there, but hey, they had trash back then too. Let's not get it twisted. You know, they have trash music that has not aged well at all. Okay? But we are, old folks don't like to say that. Old school don't want to say that we had trash music. But we had some trash. Some 100% grade A trash music out there. That's why you don't hear it today. You don't hear of that artist today. And then there's some that's really underrated and it was really good music and nobody knows about them until someone samples their song. You know what I'm saying? I didn't realize how much of the Isley Brothers was actually the Isley Brothers. Twist and Shout was Isley's? Wow. There's a lot of music that I did not know was theirs. But at any rate, it has renewed I've always I realized that I'm more of a EWF, Earth, Wind, and Fire girl than Isley Brothers. And with that said, I have this Versez I can listen to again because I watched a breakdown that was a Hot 97 Ebro on Hot 97 and his Breakfast Crew did on the Versez, and it was fire. And I know we weren't keeping score, and it's hard not to keep score when you have somebody versus somebody. Okay? Because it did come out as a competition. It started as a competition. And I think that we don't want to make it a competition because you have some really great artists and you hate to pit them against each other. Which means, and then everybody's score is subjective because it depends on what that, did you grow up West Coast? Did you grow up East Coast? Did you grow up, did your parents, especially the new generation, my generation and more, like I was born when I was born, well, not when Isley Brothers came out. No, I'm not that old. But in the thick of their music, I was born in the 70s. I was born in 72. You know, so because some of this music, I don't know why, with Earth, Wind, and Fire, in the thick of their music, in their, you know what I'm saying, when they was really popular, I was born in 72. You know, so some of this music, I can't tell you where I was when I first heard it. I was a child. I was a baby. You know what I'm saying? I just know I heard it. It was on the radio when I was 3 and 4 and 5. You know what I'm saying? When I heard their music. But either way, you know, we don't want to pit, you know, some legendary, especially legendary artists against each other. But it's a competition. I mean, when it becomes a celebration of music, then we don't have to, it won't be, but it's not called a celebration of music. It's called Versez. So, in my subject opinion, Earth, Wind, and Fire tore it up on that Versez, okay? They won hands down, okay? But that's my subjective opinion, because their music is just more relevant to my life, you know, and it's more, because I'm a spiritual girl. I'm a girl. I mean, it was so encouraging and inspiring, you know. I work out to Boogie Wonderland, you know. But when I want to have a baby, not to say my son was conceived on any of their music, but that's a whole nother story. But if I want to be in love, and, you know, if I want to have something playing in the background when you're making love with your mate, with your lover, Isley Brothers. You know, Isley Brothers. Now, Earth, Wind, and Fire might get me. Got to get the into my life. Now, that's cute. You know what I'm saying? Someone sing that to me. That's like, oh, you got to get, all right. You know, you can get me with Earth, Wind, and Fire, but you can get me with Isley Brothers, okay? You know, they both make women feel so beautiful. Earth, Wind, and Fire make people feel beautiful, you know. But at any rate, I know I'm late with my whole real commentary, because I was just going on and on of how Ron Isley was just a whole meal, you know, just a whole meal. Man, that brother aged very well. And I gotta be honest with you, him as a younger person, yeah, his falsetto is amazing, but I never really was into him, you know, as far as looks. But let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, okay? Him as a 79-year-old fine silver fox with that beard game, y'all, okay? But at any rate, I've gone on about that a little bit too long. Go check out our page on YouTube. Like, share, subscribe. We're working on, we're doing more lives, but we're working on IG here. I'm not saying that we're going to do a live this week, come Saturday, but I know for me, I'm working on having technology. I'm having a little technology issue as far as storage, and once I edit the video, like, I have editing that I like, but the editing and saving and then posting to YouTube has been just a headache, because I have a I have one of those little net books, those wind book that I have, and it's great. It does the trick. If I need to work from home, it's fine, but I need something where I can store and upload quicker. I want something that can do so. I'm working on getting better editing. My phone edits very well, and it's easy to get extra storage on my phone, but I don't like it because it's so small, and it's harder to pick pieces and take pieces out on my phone as it is when I have it on a bigger screen. So pray for me, y'all. I'm prayerfully I'm gonna get me either a desktop. One of these new desktops is basically just a monitor, and you just plug it into the internet or whatever, or a new laptop with more memory and good for editing videos. But I have to drop this. I don't have to, but I feel like this is really important because God dropped something in my spirit today in my time, my devotion with Him this morning. And I really need to make more time for it because I could have been there for a whole hour, because it doesn't really get good until a good 30 minutes in. But this is what I wrote down. I don't have the book with me because I can't drive and read at the same time. The Mosaic Law, and for those of you that may be watching that doesn't know what I'm talking about, that is the 10 Commandments and all the subsequent laws that came into fruition. The 10 was just kind of like the constitution of the children of Israel. I hate to say Jewish people because there was no Jews. FYI, there was no Jews, Hebrews, Israelites prior to Joseph or prior to Jacob. Jacob, read it and come back to me and correct me if I'm wrong. And that would be in the book of Genesis, the end part. I can't tell you where it starts. But Jacob and Esau was born. Jacob on the run, from taking his brothers, whatever. Jacob's ladder. God changes his name from Jacob to Israel. Israel, at this point, when his name was changed, he was already married to the sisters Leah and Rachel. I think it's Rachel. Could be Rebecca. Can't remember. I know it's a R one, though. I have to go back and read it to be perfectly, to be right. Okay? He's married to the two sisters. Leah, well, he's on something, but it's making him happy, so whatever. Leah has all the children, but she's not really loved by Jacob because he was tricked into marrying her. But she's having all the kids. Boom, Bob, Reuben, Levi. She's having all the kids. Okay? The woman that he loves, which is Rachel. And we're going to call her Rachel because it could be Rebecca. Rachel can't have any children because she hid an old idol from her father's house and lied about it. So she was barren for a long period of her time with, married to Jacob. When that whole curse was over, she had Joseph, he was clearly Jacob's favorite, or Israel's favorite, because his name changed, that came already. And he clearly favored Joseph because he was born of the wife that he loved and he pursued. And he was the youngest, and of course the older brothers, Reuben, Levi, I'm trying to think of Judah, all them, they hated it. They hated on Joseph. I mean, Joseph couldn't control the fact that his father loved him and he loved his mother more. You know what I'm saying? But they hated on him. Of course, they didn't really, they beat him up, they bullied him, put him in a hole, sold him to some people, and those people sold him to Egypt, so on and so forth. Joseph is there. He interprets some dreams of the Pharaoh, and he gets a high position, which enables him to help out his family, Israel. And they go to Goshen, then, they're enslaved, and then they're freed in Moses. So that's why there's no Jews prior to Israel. Okay, my saints who read their word know what I'm talking about. So the Mosaic came into law, and a lot of people, use it as a book of right and wrong. But we knew what was right and wrong as man. We knew what was right and wrong the moment Adam and Eve ate of the fruit of good and evil. At that moment, our eyes were open to what was good and what was evil. Okay, so we knew right and wrong. So I'm going to propose to you this, that the Mosaic Law is not a book of right and wrong. The law was not a law of what is right and wrong, but more of a guideline on how you should live your life. Okay, that's why when you get saved under the new covenant, the new law is to love your neighbor as yourself, to love the Lord thy God. The very person that was there that created the law is in you, helping you and guiding you as a believer, as a saint, on guiding you based off of those very laws. Okay. Now, under the covenant, the old covenant, you had to do these things in order to be blessed by God and not be cursed. Under the new covenant, after Jesus died, and so the new covenant doesn't start at Matthew, it starts in Acts after he's arisen, because it takes place. When you're saved and born again, and when you are saint and you have been changed, you've been changed. You now have the Spirit of God on the inside of you, guiding you on what is right and what is wrong according to the laws. So you don't have to try to do it by yourself. You will do it because the Holy Spirit is changing you. That's it. Y'all have a wonderful day. Maybe I'll expound on that later. I want this to post, so I'm going to say bye to y'all now. Y'all have a good one. Bye.